What's happening, everybody? Vandalism here, bringing you a nice little gameplay commentary. I got this gameplay on the map Cracked. Before we even start this, if you could take a second out of your day to just like the video, it helps me out tremendously. You don't know how much a like really, how far a like really goes as far as ratings and getting my channel known. But let's get into the gameplay. As you can see, I'm using a G11. I'm using Hardline, Sleight of Hand, and Ninja. I was trying to get Ninja Pro. That's why I'm playing Demolition. But another thing you'll notice is I'm playing on Cracked, like I said. Basically this game, I was the Slayer. I was getting in the enemy spawn. I was doing what I needed to do to help my team. As far as planting, I noticed, as you'll see, my team took the left flank and the right flank. So I knew that once they got a spawn lock going and they killed the enemies, that the enemy's only real option was to go the middle, which is why I took the middle route to keep the enemies from escaping. That way we had a full-on spawn lock, and I wasn't rocking a party, you know, this is random people. And they turned out to be pretty good teammates. Like I said, I go 40 and 10. The host migrates coming up later, like the last segment of the video. And why? Because I get a chopper gunner. And in this first round or two, I couldn't get my kill streaks, reason being, these guys were actually pretty good players. Unfortunately, I was a better player and I outsmarted them. Which is why I got the score that I did. I really should have had 2 choppers. I get screwed out of a chopper later. It was really my fault, but at the same time, it was kind of teammates' faults for taking the wrong bomb plant. I didn't want them to take a bomb plant, but they took the wrong bomb plant. But there's not much you could do. I still pull off a monster of a score, in my opinion. 40 and 10 on Cracked, anyways, I think is a great score. Especially for me, because like I said, I'm an average player, and that was my water if you heard anything. But you know, I'm not the best player, I'm not the worst player, but I do manage to get scores like this pretty often on PS3. On Xbox, I find that players are more competitive, which means they're better. But a tip I can give you guys for the Cracked anyways is the spawns are very weird on this map. They always tend to spawn people on the right side of the defender's deployment anyways. It always seems to spawn people on the right side, so be on the lookout for that. That's one thing I really should have paid attention to, but they were using ghosts, some of them, so not much you could do about that. Again, you know, it's just part of the game and you gotta learn it, like I said. But anyways, a tip I can give you guys is when you got the attacker's deployment, such as me and my team did in this situation, what I like to do, like I said, is I noticed my teammates were taking the right and left flank, which to me is an obvious flank, so I don't like to take it because I know people are going to be looking for that because it's a high traffic area. I tend to take the middle flank, go straight up to B domination, and pick guys off right off the get. You'll see when I get defender's deployment, it actually turns out working out for me, because in the end on defender's deployment, I got a nice first blood. Because another thing I can give you guys for tips is you got to get into the mind of your enemy, and what that means is I might turn around. But if you were your enemy, what route would you take? You know what I mean? If you were your enemy, would you take the left flank? Would you take the right flank? And once you get that in mind, once you know what you would do, then you got to be predictable towards what the enemy might do. And once you understand that, that's when you got yourself a nice gameplay. You got yourself a nice little segment going, I guess you could say. So one of the most important tips I can give you guys for any Call of Duty, and you know, whatever Call of Duty you're playing, any Call of Duty, get into the mind of your enemy. What would you do if you was in their situation? And that's where Search and Destroy. I love Search and Destroy. If you guys want to see some nice Search and Destroy, let me know. I can bring you guys some nice gameplay. And that's why I love Search and Destroy, though, because you got to get into the mind of your enemy. It's a thinking man's game. It's kind of like a game of chess. I don't play chess. I used to. You know, sometimes when you get bored, you play it. You know, when I go to my grandparents' house, sometimes you gotta play it. You know, cousins play it, and you just if you see it, you're gonna play it. Or Monopoly. I'm just screwing with you guys, but it's a Search and Destroy is a thinking man's game in the sense that you have to get into the mind of your enemy and put yourself in the situations where what would you do if you was in his shoes, and that's where the best advice I can give you for any Call of Duty, any game mode. Think about what you would do if you were your enemy, and that's gonna really raise your KD. This isn't like the last couple of gameplays. This isn't an 11-minute video. It's a 8-minute video. I did fast forward the chopper gunner, as you'll see coming up whenever I get it. But another thing is I'm going to be getting a new mic, guys, because my mic's been acting up. It's been cutting out randomly. Plus, you know, blue snowballs are better, so I'm deciding between a blue snowflake and a blue snowball. I'll leave that up to you guys. A blue snowball is a lot more money, but I heard it's like way better and it lasts longer. As far as you know, staying not broken, because I tend to break things when I'm not paying attention. It's not my fault. It's gravity. It's gravity usually. But I might be bringing you guys a little gameplay later if I get the time, like maybe a little 3-minute video, because I won't be I don't have homework tonight, so I'll be able to do that. But like I said, you get into the mind of your enemy, any map, any game, and learn the spawns. I did a video, my last video was on learning the spawns and understanding the spawns. It was on firing range. I suggest you guys go check that out because it was a very useful video as far as understanding the spawning system. You really got to, basically my advice for you guys is as soon as MW3 comes out, what I usually do, obviously I get to about level 10, level 12. That way I can get a couple guns, get a couple custom classes, learn the gun that I'm going to be using for, you know, the gun that I like for the time period being. And I could also tell you guys now that I got PVR. you guys be watching that when Modern Warfare 3 comes out. You be watching that, you could best believe that. But you guys will believe that. You guys will be able to see that, and you know what I do is I get a whole group of friends. We get a ground war type lobby. We get 18 people. And basically, we don't try hard at all. We just kill each other, and none of us wears, you know, being that Assassin's going to be that overpowered perk where it keeps you off the radar, none of us are going to use that. None of us used Ghost this time around. I mean, we just, you know, we killed each other, found out where the people were spawning, and, you know, we eventually learned the spawn system and got good spawn traps on for Black Ops. And Modern Warfare 2, we did the same thing in COD 4, you know. We just learned the spawning system. Not so much COD 4, but Modern Warfare 2 and on, we pretty much did. You know, it's very helpful to learn the spawns, and we do that for every map, not just, you know, one map, oh, I know the spawns. We do that for every map, and then we take that into, when we, being that we're only rank 10 or 12, being that we know all the spawns, we get into the game and we just destroy people. Now, I'm not saying that to be cocky or nothing, but that's what usually tends to happen, because if you got a player that understands the spawning system and understands what he's doing, you know, how far to push up and everything, that creates for a dominant player, and it creates for a good gameplay, and it creates better all-around fun times. It helps you get promoted faster and everything. But this gameplay's coming to a close pretty soon. Back there was a prime example of Blackbird getting you another kill streak. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Please, please, please. I'm out. Peace.